Okay, in this chapter of business development, we're going to talk about the 10 things you want to accomplish on every single incoming phone call. It's important that we have this as a guide always in front of us, along with our guide for our overall philosophy, the Keys to the Effective Call GTS training workbook. So step one, we want to make sure we smile with our customer over the phone. Now, can they see you in that smile? No, but can they feel it? Sure. Remember we talked about the importance of managing our physiology, our attitude, making sure that we have a friendly smile. Some people may need to have a little mirror in front of them to remind them to smile. Put pictures of your family, vacation spot, a goal-setting thing, anything that gets you in a good mood that doesn't distract you from the call, but remind you to have a smile. Make sure you greet the customer properly and get their first name. Step one. Step two, set aside the first question that they ask and create urgency. Now, why is that important? Because if you answer the first question that the customer asks, there's a really good chance they're just going to hang up. Like for instance, customer says, yes, I just wanted to know, do you still have that F-150 that's on the website, the red one? And if you answer, well, actually, no, we already delivered it. Okay, thanks, click. Okay, remember what's our overall philosophy? The first thing we want to accomplish in every single incoming phone call. Yes, get a name, cell number, and close an appointment to come visit. If you answer the first question, you give them the answer, they're going to hang up. There's no reason to continue the call. Next, say they ask, hey, how many miles are on the vehicle? Okay, and you tell them the miles. Well, too many miles, click. What color is it? You tell them the color. Wrong color, click. Equipment. Anything that they ask you, if you answer the first question without acknowledging it, setting it aside, come back to getting a name and a cell number, is making a mistake. So step one, smile, greet the customer, and get their first name. Step two, set aside any concern that they have about price, discounts, location, equipment, mileage, color, anything. Step three, congratulate them. Now again, earlier you already created urgency by saying absolutely. In fact, we've had a lot of calls in on that F-150 recently. Let me double check. That's how you set it aside and create urgency at the same time. Number three is when you congratulate them, congratulations, who's the vehicle for? Is it going to be for you or somebody else? Who's the financing for? You or somebody else? What you're doing is you're staying friendly, you're staying excited, you're creating value in the program, and you're starting to build a little bit of rapport. Are going to be establishing your credit or reestablishing your credit. So the key is to make sure you use those alternate choice questions that we practice from our questioning section, master those, and you always use those either or choices while you're on the initial incoming phone call. Once you've done that, you want to make sure that you continue to build urgency. Let's go ahead, we've had a lot of calls on those F-150s. Like I said in the past, let's go ahead and let's get you in and fast track your approval process. You want to make sure that you give them a reason to call them back. What's your cell number so I can get some information that you're asking for, and I'll give you a call right back. So step four is to give them a reason why you're going to call them back to get their cell number. If you just ask, by the way, thank you for calling ABC Motors, what's your name, what's your cell, then we'll give it to you. Now that they see there's a benefit for you to call them back with what they're asking for, they'll give you your cell number. So at least you've accomplished step one, which is get a name, get a cell number. At that point, you also want to confirm and get their last name. And by the way, Bill, how do I spell your last name? Oh, Gonzalez? Okay, no problem. At that point, you want to ask them to hold for a second. Number six, ask them to hold. You never want to hang up the phone, run around the dealership, go look at inventory sheets and go look at your website, because it doesn't matter. What did we talk about before? 86% of people are flexible, even in brand new car stores, where you can go build a vehicle. We can't, in the buy here, pay here subprime market, go build a specific vehicle. So the key is to stay on the phone, finish the call. You got your first step done, name and cell number, finish it by getting an appointment to come visit your branch location to expedite the approval process, and they're in complete control of the inventory selection. So number seven, you want to confirm that you have an availability of what they're looking for. It doesn't have to be the exact vehicle. Hey, it sounds like, good news is we have an availability of the Impala models that you're looking for. Most importantly though, is we need to go ahead and let's expedite your approval process Within 5 to 7 minutes when you visit our branch location, you can have all the indications and information you'll need to make a good decision, and we can lock in your approval now. Then you want to close on the appointment. Look at your watch or the time, add an hour, figure it takes about an hour to come down to your dealership, and set the appointment on the odd time, 15 or 45 of the hour. So what's better for you? Is 2:15 or 2:45 better this afternoon? Always go for the specific right now appointment. You can always go back up the appointment funnel if they can't make it. So we'll talk about appointment setting in a little bit later. So closing the appointment, reinforce the appointment, and make sure that you have them write it down. Number 9, we want to make sure that we call back as soon as we have set the appointment, got them to write it down, grab a pen and paper handy. I'll wait. Okay, great. Now my name is Jay Rose. It's really important. We're going to get together later today at 2:45. I need you to make sure you bring in this if you want to save time and money. Make sure you print out, make a copy of your driver's license. Make sure we're going to make a copy here. Make sure you bring in a copy of your lease agreement wherever you're renting or leasing, or your mortgage. A copy of your current utility bills for proof of residency. Make sure you print out or bring your password so we can print it here of your last 30 days to 60 days of your checking account, or prepaid card, or Walmart Green Dot card, or whatever it is that has a debit card. That is the best form of proof of income that you can get. And then also remind them to make sure that they bring their initial investment, just like a mortgage or in real estate. The more initial investment you have, the more choices they have, the more favorable approval. We'll see you at 2:45. And by the way, here are the directions. You're coming from north or south on Highway 45. And give them the exact directions. When you come in, there's 2 entrances. You want to come in the first one. You pull up front, customer parking's in front. As you come up the stairs into our showroom, make sure that you let them know that Jay told you to come down and ask for the branch manager, or I'll come out and meet you. So the key is to make sure that you get specific, understand the customer's been dialing for dollars. They're going through, say, a magazine of 27 other dealerships. Even though they're talking to you, they may be looking at somebody else's directions. Never ask a customer, do you know where we are? Because they're going to say yes and they show up at the wrong dealership. I've had that happen many times and I've benefited from it, where people have actually asked for someone I knew worked across the street. And again, we never ever lie on the phone, ever, to bring a customer down. But if somebody shows up and says, hey, is Sammy here? I know Sammy works across the street and he's a finance specialist, and he made the mistake of doing a great job on the phone lead, but asking the customer if they knew where they were. So he showed up at our dealership and I said, well, actually, Sammy's not here right now, but we can definitely help you. And don't worry, Sammy will get credit. He'll get credit for sending us the lead. So again, it goes back to make sure that we confirm the appointment, get the customer to show up, and have them write it down. Now, you want to call them back after you confirm the appointment. Here's why. I've done this in the past when I first started. I got excited, came in on my day off, waited for the customer. The customer never showed. All of a sudden, I finally called the customer back 4 hours later, and it's Domino's Pizza. So there's nothing more frustrating if it's a shop call, or a fake, or a mystery shop, or a customer just gives you a bogus number. Let's find out right away. So when they give you the phone number, as soon as you hang up, call them back. Now don't tell them what you're doing. Don't say, yes, this is Bill. Great, I just want to make sure you didn't lie to me. Don't say that. Come up with something by saying, listen, Bill, I forgot to ask, what color is the vehicle you're going to be driving in on, just so I can look for you at 2:45. So you call them back with the intent to make sure that it confirms the number is real, but also mainly to make sure that we have the correct information. As soon as you hang up again, you want to log all the information in your CRM, and your manager, a second person, should make a confirmation call less than 6 hours before the appointment, or follow up if they miss an appointment. Should be inside of less than half an hour missing the appointment. Call the customer. They may have gotten lost. I always like to get their address, and what I do is I print off a map quest on how to get to our dealership from their house or work, and I email it to them. So that's how I get an email as well. That way they can't get lost, and a lot of times if you're in an area with other dealerships like most of us are, they may stop in the dealership 1 or 2 doors down before they come to you and may not even show up. So that's why it's important to make sure that you prepare for this. Can get them to write it down, confirm it, set the appointment, call and have a second person confirm it, and call them if for some reason they missed the appointment inside of 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So remind yourself, remember, this is not about selling a car or underwriting a deal. This is about understanding the two statistics that most affect us. Most people are flexible, so don't worry about what they said they initially had to have, number one. Number two, that most people, if you give them what they feel is an approval or a underwriting decision or a price on the vehicle, the best price, or a trade value over the phone or the email, they're going to shop it and never come down. And this is the same thing in retail as well. So, goals, 10 things you want to accomplish is smile, greet the customer, get the first name. Step 2, set aside any information or questions, concerns they have initially, create urgency. Step 3, congratulate them, get control with alternate choice questions, investigate with some basic needs of the vehicle they're looking for, and mainly to determine whether they're establishing and reestablishing their credit. So they know who we are and who we're not. We're not here for retail. Number 4, give them a reason why you're going to call them back to confirm to get their name and their cell number. And number 5, don't hang up the phone. You want to make sure that you get their last name, their number, put them on hold, number 6, and then finish the call while you still have them on the phone. You want to confirm that you have availability, what they're looking for, create urgency. Number 8, close on the appointment, reinforce the appointment, have it, write it down. Number 9, call them back right away. Make sure that it wasn't a fake phone call, log all your notes in your CRM. Number 10, have a manager confirm the appointment. A second person confirming will increase your show ratio by 30%. So practice these 10 things. Make sure you have this and the keys to an effective call in front of you, open at all times when you're taking incoming phone calls. In next chapters, we're going to talk about more detailed situations. But do not look at the word for word when you're on a phone call. Look at these guides. Okay, we'll see you in the next chapter.